Vintage audio repair is our main. Bringing old electronics back to life is our game. Tubes and wires we arrange. Every circuit we exchange. Dusty gears begin to turn. Ancient speakers start to burn. We revive the faded sound, where lost frequencies are found. Through the cracks and through the ground, we revive the faded sound. Crackling tapes and humming noise, broken knobs and shattered joys. Every fix we deploy brings back life to your pride and joys. Dusty gears begin to turn. Ancient speakers start to burn. We revive the faded sound, where lost frequencies are found. Through the cracks and through the ground, we revive the faded sound.
Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon, ladies. Yes, we're live again. We're here, and this afternoon we're going to put the BSR back together. The P207, I think it is. Put that back together today. The paint's gone nice and hard. I'll just get to YouTube. Ugh. Right, so we're live and we're here, and we'll have the phone next to us so that we can look at the chat. Yeah, we'll have the phone here so we can look at the chat. Right, guys, let's go to camera 3 so you can see what we're doing. There you go. Right, this has had all night to harden, and as you can see, look at that. One or two marks. They're not marks, they're just dust that settled on it overnight. But look at that. Those areas that looked a bit patchy, they're not, look. Now the paint's actually hardened. Look at that. It's pretty much uniform. That's not bad. That's good, that's good enough. So what we can do, we can start putting things together now. So we can start with the tone armrest. We've already put the back on here. I did that early hours, which is the screw for the tone armrest. It's usually a fairly long one. There it is. It's usually, I was going to say it's usually a fairly long one for that job. So we'll put that in there. Put that there. Now this has to go in. There you go. Get the screwdriver, the Phillips. That's the one. Oops. See, we can handle it now because it's dry. The paint will have gone nice and dry and hard now. So hang on, let's get that just where it needs to go. I don't want to start breaking things. That's it. There you go. That's the tone arm rest in. Now we can fit the tone arm itself. I have tried to polish this, but we're not going to get anywhere with that. Right. Let's put the tone arm back on. Now clip that down. Now that should, that's it, just fall into place. We've put the doohickey in for lifting the arm up and down. Now we need to put the doings in. This is the doings. Right. And this goes in, it can only go in one way, luckily. We don't want to be too tight with that. That's as far as it goes actually. And now what we do, we tighten. There's no adjustment here. This screw here just merely tightens it, so there's no adjustment. Just that's it. We don't overdo that. There you go. Then we need to sort this out because the cam follower is seized. Now the way I prefer to do these, take a bit of switch cleaner, now you could heat it up with the heat gun, but I tend to find I don't have to. I just get it with the switch cleaner there, get it on the pliers, just to get it on the edge there, and that's it. Just turn it. There you go. Just turn it, and that's it. The switch cleaner works its way down. We don't damage the part because we haven't slipped. There you go. Run that with my hand. There you go. And as it all goes back together, see that forces the switch cleaner, drives out the lubricant, the old lubricant that was in there. That's good. All this has pretty much been cleaned, it's been wiped. Right, so what we do next, we put this. Let's get you guys in view. There we go. Hey, we've got 3 people. Hello Ridley. How are you doing, mate? That goes in there. Then we have a washer, which is, there's a fibre washer and a metal washer. They both go on there. Then we have the screw with the spring. The screw with the spring, let's just move the switch cleaner, there we go. The screw with the spring. Or we can turn that actually, because that'll, let's turn that so we end up back in the right position, there we go. That ends up there for to catch the wires. Now we want the spring in the right place. In fact, I can actually hook the spring in now. If I hook the spring in, then it won't move out of position. Almost got that. That's it. Now we can screw that in now because we don't have to worry. Yes, I don't think we do. Right. Yeah, look at that. The wires for the pickup arm go in there. And that bends over. Come on, bend over. Oh, hang on, that's going to snag on the wires there, isn't it? Pull this a bit further back. There we go. No, let's take that out of there. And let's put it. It is supposed to go there. We don't, it's snagging, unless of course, just try something. Just try something. I don't think it does, I mean, but yeah. There you go. Could do, couldn't it? So now we need this, which is our velocity trip lever. We don't grease this, by the way. I don't put any lubricant on this because I want it to be, I don't want anything there to get into it to impede its performance. So I don't put any grease on this, nothing. There you go, and that goes there because the arm, that top, that pip on the arm there, post on the arm there, pushes against that. There you go, and there's nothing to move that in because this is semi-automatic only, it's not automatic. Come here, you, wherever you've gone, there you are. Just get the screw that goes in there. It should be a small screw. There's the one. We have a little spacer with that. Now let's get that on. It's lopsided, but it'll soon. There you go. There you go. That's that done. With these fucking pliers, I don't want to scratch the fucking deck. The whole idea of putting the towel down is so I don't scratch it. Right. Now we need to put the speed mechanism back together. Now the reason why the speed wouldn't change for Richard is because this was seized on. So what we'll do, we'll get the grease and we'll put a little smear of grease on that. Let's get the grease. For those that are interested, I use Granville's multi-purpose grease. Granville's multi-purpose grease I use. I find it does the job. I've always used it and I've never had any issues with somebody saying, hey, my thing's seized up. I mean, you can use copper grease or the red grease if you want. You can use pretty much any grease, but I prefer this stuff because it works for me. There we go. Because it works for me, guys. That's lovely and smooth now. That's as slick as you want. That'll do. Now, let me just, hang on, I need to move that so you can all get a better view. Yeah, I'm just moving something out of my way, guys. Right, so ow, yeah. Right, let's move this a bit further up so we can, so you guys can see what I'm doing. Try to zoom out a bit. We're a bit close, then we can come out a little bit. That'll do us. Right, I think. Now, hello Harvey and hello Linda. I know you both sat there. Good afternoon, guys. Right, so I want to put the speed mechanism back together. So we start with the spring. Yeah. We start with the spring. Then we fit this. We get it off the fucking towel. There we go. Pull the spring down a bit. Then we fit this little arm here. See, that moves up and down easy now. Then we fit the... we're probably going to have to adjust this, but for now we can just concentrate on getting it all back on the shaft. If we have to adjust it, then we'll adjust it later. Then the clip. And it usually helps if you get the clip on. Give it a firm push. There you go. Now this is only a 2-speed deck, so it's only going to be there and there. 45 and 33, it won't go up to that one. So it's 40, 45 there, or 33, yep. So we can fit this back into place. We need to bring this a bit nearer to me, to be honest. Right, where's the hole for the screw? Right, this goes through. This goes the hole for the screw. Got to be there, hasn't it? That spring goes through there. Right. That goes there. At least. Yeah. Yeah, because it's only a 2-speed this. So we get the screwdriver, the screw. Right. So 33. Oh, sorry, 45. Yeah, and that should be 33. And the spring's dropped off. Wouldn't mind, we'll put it there because it's not ready for it yet. Right. Now I'm hoping that that's how it should go, because it can't go any. It can't go any further. You can't go any further than that. Even if you move that into position, you can't go any higher, because that would be 78, and this doesn't support it. And what we'll do, what we can do to make sure that we're right with that, what we can do to make sure we're right with that, we can put this spring back in. I don't know how that fucking come out of there because the gap's not even that big, but they do. And this goes into there like that. Let's put the grommets in, then we can fit the motor, or at least we can offer it up. Give you that many fucking holes. Why can't they just give you 3 fucking holes so you know where your motor goes? Let's have a quick look. That's the only problem with BSRs. They give you loads of different options for putting your motor back in. Right, I think it goes somehow like that way. Right, I think they go through. Right. Goes through. Let them go that way. Right. Not there. No. There. That's right. So let's get the idler. Let's take the idler off. The washer. Now we can put this there. Right, that's 78. And that's still 78. So yeah, because we're not coming up to the 78. But that being said, let's put the grommets in. Let's put the grommets in because I'm holding the motor too high up. Let's put the grommets in. Important 12 moment. It's called hello to you, my friend. It's called Granville's sorry, or Granville's general purpose grease. I recommend it to everybody. I even use it myself. You can, my friend Richard, he uses the copper one, but you can use any of them. The copper one, in some respects, is better because it doesn't seize, I don't think. But I use this one. I'll show you in a bit, guys. When I come back to the camera, I'll show you the grease. Let's just get a bit of headway on here. But we can talk about greases and stuff like that in a minute. So we'll pop the motor. I'll move the idler out of the way. Move the idler. Right, so that's so let me just put the clips on because then the motor will drop a little bit then. And I've also got to put that fucking pressure clip on as well. Let's move that grease a minute. Let's just find the clips and the washers for the motor, because that can go on, because I think he's already serviced the motor, because the motor spins really freely and nice, so I think we're okay with that. Yeah, we don't want to slip and scratch anything at this point because we've done such a lovely job at painting this. Yeah, that's all nice. That cam follower Yeah, once we get some oil on that, be lovely. Once we get some oil on that cam follower, which we'll do now actually. There you go. If that seizes, it starts to wear the cam gear down. There you go. Right, let's give it a bit more, because I might have to put a bit of IPA on that as well, but we'll see. Just let the oil sink in, it's already free, but we can get it a bit better. Right, so we want the clip that goes there. I'll give you a piece of advice, guys. Always support the motor, and fuck me, that's not the advice, by the way, that's just me saying fuck me, because this, there you go. That's it. Get the last washer. See, we need to make sure that the speed is going to work correctly. I think that spring's in the wrong place. I don't know that. Oh no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Once the turntable goes in, that'll sit about there. So no, it's not. It's right. There you go. Get the last of these on. It can be a fucking bit of a mission getting these on, especially when you're right close to the edge. That's gone in there. Now see how the motor sits. So there's 45, and it should come up. There's that should be 33. So let's adjust before we fit everything and make sure everything is right. In fact, this has got to come off again because, oh no, it hasn't, not on this one, because it's some of them, they have a loop that goes round here for the speed, but this one doesn't. So if I lift that out, that's so we need to get that so I think we need to go on the other side, because it's slightly different. That's in. We haven't put the rod in yet, but we will. So what we'll do, we'll take this back off, and we can may get away with just loosening it. The idler isn't clipped on yet, so we're not too bothered. May get away with just lifting it off a little bit. Pull this bar all the way down. No, that's right. That is right. That's it. Yeah, because that won't come up there, it doesn't go high enough. So that's right, so somebody must have adjusted. What we're going to do, we're going to say that somebody's adjusted the screw. Put that screw back in. I think somebody's adjusted the set screw, because it looks like it's screwed pretty much too far down. So I think this is right. get this, there you go, it's back in, and this is your speed control. Well, that's not sat down fat right, is it? That's supposed to sit in the teeth there. That's sat too far up. So why is that? There you go. That's it. Tighten that up. We'll see if that sits in where it should. It does. Get this into the groove that it sits into. Yeah, that definitely goes there. That goes into the groove there, and then that goes there. It's still sitting too high. Let's have a look why. I'll put it all back together correctly, so let's take it off. Put it together how it came off. Let's just lift this spring. Let's have a look. There's a fucking big fly in here now. There we go. Let's take this speed unit back off. I think it's sitting too. Might be sitting. There for a minute. Lift this back off. Take it back out and see where we've. Oh, let's get the spring. There we go. Let's take the spring off so it doesn't fall off. There you go. Let's have a look at this. See, that goes there and it's clipped on. I have got a reference. I have got a reference here, guys, so we can have a quick look. So that goes there. That's right. That's right. So why does it sit that far up? That's how it goes. Just pop this clip back off. Yeah. Because I'll be honest with you guys, even I'm not infallible to mistakes. You know, even I'm not immune from mistakes. I've been known to make the odd one. hold that with my finger. Get the there you go. Right, I'll hold up guys, I made a mistake. What I did, I put that on first, then put the clip on. Now, make sure that we get this in the right way, because that has to go in. We go there, there, and it will go up there now. So it will go up there now, but what we're going to do to start with, we're going to get this in, that into the hole there, get the screw in, and I'm hoping the screw's got a bit of magnetism to it, so it'll stick to my screwdriver. There we go. Make it a bit easier for me, eh guys? Now, get out these wires out of the way. There you go. That in the right place. Right into there. Into now that's no problem, that just goes into there. Put the screw in and just get it a little bit, then we can just slip that post in so that the pressure clip can go on, compression clip even, so that can go on. Put that in so it's loose. Has it gone in? Has it helped me out this? No, has it? Didn't think it would. There you go. Right. So yeah, this is actually, yeah, we'll actually do 3 speeds this. It will actually do 3 speeds now. Not supposed to. So let's just lift this up. That's it. So let's get this set up so it does 2 speeds. That's 33. 33 and a third, or if you're in Ireland it's 33 and a third. See, this goes under here, that goes under there, that is supposed to lodge under that. So let's lift that slightly, so we just tuck that under. Now we're lift that up out of the way a minute. I can't lift that any further because it's clamped down, so I'm going to have to get that in. Oh, it's gone in there. Right. So So that's one speed. That's needs to come round a little bit. And get the teeth to mesh. Are we actually through there? Yeah. Right, move the tools, I don't want to scratch the fucking thing. Right, so that's right there. So now the teeth should mesh into there like that. So that's 78. That's 33. That's 45. So now what we're going to do to make sure that this all stays in one place, we're actually going to put the speed control back on. Right, so it's 33 that way, 45 whatever. Slight, I think that's one tooth out. It's one tooth out, that guy. You wouldn't believe that, would you? Actually, one tooth out. It's one tooth out. Now, it would help if that would just... There you go. Right. We need to come a bit over this way. No. A bit further. Now, what speed are we in there? Right, so that should be... Move this. Right, that's as far as it'll go. As far as it'll go. I've got an itchy back. So as far as it'll go, that's in. So it needs to go a bit further than that. But it must be a tooth out, because that won't go any further. So that's got to be a tooth out. That's 78, it's 45, that's 33. Right, move that way. That's it. That's it. Let's get the speed knob on. That'll lock it under the speed control lever on. That'll lock everything in place. That'll lock it all in place, that. Right, that's the on and off. Get the speed. Yeah. That's right. Let's just try to put the idler back on. Well, that's working now, so let's put the idler on. Put the fibre washer on, the bottom one. Put the spring on. Just bend that back a bit because that's it. Right. I'll come back to you guys in a minute, I forgot yours. I just need to putting these in is come on. It's right over the hole. Putting that fucking way up. Still work. There we go. That's it. It's not going to stay in that way, it has to go the other way, doesn't it? See, so the issue we've got here is getting this get in. Gotcha. That's in. Let's put the idler on. Now so that's 78, it shouldn't be. That's 45. But that's alright because we can so that's 78. Yeah. Well, this is right because it can't go any, there are no other speeds. So what we need to do, I think somebody at some point has adjusted this. So 45. What we'll do, we'll adjust the screw here. We'll get the right screwdriver. We'll adjust the screw here. We'll bring this up. And let's take that off. Yeah, let's take the screw all the way out, that's not in the groove. Because we can set that back up, it's not too difficult. Take this out because it's easier to take the screw out than it is to take the whole fucking mechanism back out. So long screw this, but it has to be because of the adjustment. So if we now lift this up, we can now put that in the groove and just move that forward, put that there, and just move it so that it goes over the hole. And then we can, whoops, then we can screw that down. Now we can put the idler back on. So now we want to adjust that down for 45, which is the second pulley down. And you want to get it in the middle of the pulley if you can, so it doesn't ride up. Get the other fibre washer on. Can you actually see what I'm doing? No, not very well. There we go. Mind you, as long as I can see, that's mainly what matters. So we'll put that there. We'll put this compression, put this on. Now I don't like these because you have a bit of scratching the paintwork with these, and I went to all that trouble, so we're going to just very, very gingerly and carefully without it slipping if we can. Nearly there. There you are. We got it. Just a little nick. Oh no, that's a bit of rust on the thing. Right, so we're done there. Right, where's the other clip for the idler? There it is. Right, we'll give that a drink in a bit, won't do it just yet, but there's 33, there's 45, and that's supposed to move like that, and that's supposed to be where I've put it in the centre. And you're not supposed to get any more than that. That's perfect. Yeah, if we need, well, we can't come up a tube anyway. We're pretty much there. So now we need to put the mechanism back together. Now we've got this that goes in. I need to try and remember where this came from. Right, I think we'll soon figure it out. Because this, and move these wires, that goes under there, goes that way in. No, it doesn't. It goes that way. I've got to work out how this goes now. Right. Because this is part of your switching on mechanism. We have the switch there, and there should be, right, there's a bar, there's your switch. There's a spring here as well, guys. This spring was already off, but I know where that goes. That spring goes there. Right, that was already off when it came in. Now this goes double check which way this is going in. Right, this has to go in. It goes in that way because there's a little clip that goes on there, and this, wherever it's gone, I might have to take the motor back out. I think this that goes into that. Right, so what we're going to do is take the motor back out, but I'm going to do that from, yeah, let's take the motor back out, then we can work on it easier. I only wanted the motor in for setting up the for setting up the speed mechanism. That's all the motor went back in for. So that could set everything up. Take it out now while we put the rest of it together. Then we're not getting these wires everywhere. But they are a bit in the way of them. Right, so the next thing we need to do is put this, that goes into there, and that goes into there, like so. It goes into there, because that pushes against that. Now, and then we have the and this goes into there. So let's put the clip on the bottom of there. So we can put the clip on there because that doesn't have to come back out once the clip's on. And that's the clip there for that. Some of the clips are different sizes. You have to keep that in mind, folks, when you're doing it. Right, so that's in place. Now, I need to remember where this doohickey went. Did it go that way up? I think it could have gone that way up. Went into there. It didn't go that way. It does go into there, but it didn't go that way. So, yeah, because that goes into, yeah, because right, that pushes there to for you on your gear. Push your pole out, and this. I think this goes under here. Oh, don't worry about it. What oil do you use? I just use general purpose 3-in-1 oil. Nothing special on the oil. I'm going to have to take that out. I'm not going to get it past. And I don't want to bodge it and bend it. So we don't want to bend it. Just take this back out. Because I'm certain that goes there. So I'll take that back out. Oops. Take that back out for a second. And this. Where's that bar I just fucking had? There it is. That goes in that way. Yeah. Make sure where we are. Right, that goes in that way. That way. And this goes under like that. That goes under there. And then that must go. And that must go. So that goes there. Fuck me. So yeah. Goes there. That goes there. And I think that goes in there. And I think that goes in there like that. just take that out of there. Now just feed this down into here. I'm sure that goes like that. And that. That goes into there. At least. I'll tell you what, guys and girls, the people who put these together at BSR, yeah, that must go there because it can't go anywhere else. Now this has to go back onto there, then that gets locked in there. I'm thinking that's how it goes. Well, I'm going to leave it like that for a minute and see how we get. I'm just popping a clip on, guys. Just popping a clip on. I'm doing nothing that you've not seen before. Get in there, you bastard. There you go. Right, so that goes there. It must do. Right. That seems to work there. And because we have to have it where it latches, you see. It has to latch. Now that goes there. Then that goes there. That then goes into there. There like that. And then that's supposed to latch. So we've got a spring somewhere. We've got another spring. Don't think we have. And I haven't lost one. Right, what we'll do, because everything that came off went into this pot. Right, there's that little spring there that came off that bar. Now, so that's got to go back on that bar. Right, take that down there. There you go. That has to go back on here because that has to be hung up. That has to be hooked up back on there. Because that spring goes there. So we'll deal with that in a minute. There you go, that goes back into there, that goes to there. Let's get the on off switch, or lever rather. Right, so that's on that way and off that way. Now then we'll work out why doesn't click. Well, let's have a look. this spring is meant to go there, I'm sure it is. I'm sure that spring is meant to go there. No, maybe not. But it came off there, came off somewhere there. Yeah. So that's off, that's on. Let's put the gear back in, because this runs under the gear, so put the gear back in for now. Just push that forward slightly. There you go, so that can lock in. Right. And then it uses that to turn it off. That's on. And then that's off. That's on. And then that's off. So yeah, that's how it works. Yeah. That's how it works. That's on now and it's staying there. And I'm sure that spring goes to there, because it's in the middle and it can't go anywhere else. There you go. Well, that's right. That's all working. It's supposed to. There you go. Go back round to rest. There you go. Turn it on. Yeah, it's on. And off. On. And off. Right. That turns off. Yeah, because let's put the motor back in. Just loosely, just to see, make sure everything misses. Make sure it turns off correctly. I mean, that's how it came apart. I mean, if I have to reference my video, I will do, but believe it or not, guys, it's the first time I've ever taken one of these versions to bits. Because I don't normally bother with them, don't normally keep them. Right, that's supposed to go further there to disable it. So let's turn that and see if that's actually knocking off. No. Let's have a look why. So it's basically, let's turn it around. So basically we've got that spring, that's in the right place. on or off? It's off. It's on. So that's in the right place, that's in the right place. Yeah, there's no spring goes on there. There's no springs in here, so it must be right. It must be right, that, guys. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's how it must be. Right. So that's on. And that's off. Now you've got to remember though, we've got to oil all this. I mean, right, let's start getting things greased and oiled. Now I put a bit of grease on the main gear, on the main cam gear, just inside it here. It's already clean because Richard's already cleaned this, I think. There you go. Never ever grease or have I got anything on that? No, I haven't. Right, let's put that back in there. Right. Never ever grease or oil this. This must be completely unlubricated. The actuation pawl. Now what we'll do, we'll get it back on its end and we'll push that down. There we go. Put the clip on. Right. Another thing I like to do with these, I like to put a little bit of grease, only a little bit, just down here on that little plastic spacer thing, which is supposed to be some sort of a bearing. There you go. Put a bit of, just get a little bit down there, there we go. Now, so we've got one screw that goes in there. We've got 2 screws left. Let's see where we've got. Right. Right, so, one's for that. So let's get the motor back in. We can chuck the motor back in now, because and the other one's for the earths. Just move that idler out of the way. Just drop that in. There you go. Right. Let's get this back together. See, I mean, these were the last, I think these were the very last of the BSRs, the ones that were made in Britain anyway. I think these were the last of the ones that were, last of the metal ones anyway. The rest of them after that were all plastic, I think. But these, see, that pulls back there, so it pulls back on that spring. It does move away from there, so right. So what we can do, we've got that back in. So now we can put the tag strip for the record deck back in. Which is there. And that goes there. You can see it goes there because that's where the thread's cut in with a screw, and it goes in with no effort. Right, the strain relief for the motor. Strain relief for the motor. I think we want the long screw for that. Right, the strain relief for the motor goes there. There you go. Let's get that so it's, there you go, it's in. Got this little spring washer to go in under there. That goes there. That goes underneath. That one goes at the back. That one goes, straighten that up. There you go. Goes there. That just goes underneath. Get that there. We'll solder the wires on later. They go behind there and then well, he's marked it anyway. This has been marked anyway. But we know which ones because we did it, didn't we? Right, the grounds. Now there should be two earths, one from the motor. One from the motor and one from there, one to there. They go to the base plate, they go straight onto the plate and it earths everything. There we go. There we go. There you go. That's it, that's your earth tightened up. Transit screws in. I'm going to get, why didn't you clean the threads out? As you can see, there's no need to going in. No, we won't tighten them fully on because I don't want to scratch it, so we'll just leave them fully, leave them there. Get the other one. Right. Right. do it up a bit. There we go for now. Now let's put the ends on, the clamps on. I hate putting these on. I did one years ago, it fucking snapped. Let's do it with the screwdriver. I did one years ago, it fucking snapped. I won't do it. I did one years ago, it fucking snapped. Try this other screwdriver, it's a bit wider. No. Did one of these years ago, guys, it fucking snapped. Just, you have to be able to. There you go. That one on. Go a bit further down with the pliers. Get more reach. There you go. Right. All we've got left is the clip that goes in the middle of the turntable. That's all the parts accounted for. Now it's just to get the, and we've not lost any parts. Give this inner turntable ring a wipe. So let's see what happens here, shall we? That's off. That's on. So yeah, let's try the automatic return. Oops. Well, that's because that was up. Doesn't seem to shut off though, does it? Doesn't seem to shut off. Why isn't it shutting off? It's supposed to shut off, it doesn't. Right, so that's see, that's supposed to shut off. And it's not because I put too many coats of paint on it, I can see right under there. It's something to do with this. It's something to do with this, guys. I'm sure there should have been a clip or something there to pull this back. See, it's not turning off. Let's see. On. Oh, it is turning off, sort of. Might be just catching on this towel. Let's move this towel. Fuck's that there? Oh, just a piece of a wire that I cut off from somewhere. Let's move all this lot. Make sure it's not catching on that towel. So that's on. Now the mechanism, we'll let the mechanism do a cycle. It's not supposed to cycle when you turn it on. It did turn off. Yeah, it did, look. with that. Right. Just put the stylus there like that for a minute. So it doesn't run on the turn. There we go. Now we can put it back there. There we go. It does turn off. It doesn't turn off fully. And I think that's right. Yeah, because that pulls off it there. That's off. That's on. But that's not quite. Yeah, oh, there we go. That's off. And that's on. Let's get me. Where's my safe block? Where's the safe block? Let's get rid of that towel for a minute. Put it down here. Put it down there for a minute. Where's my safe block? Might be in a drawer. I'll put it in here. No. Where the fuck have I put that? It's not on top of there. Not in the middle drawer, is it? No? Oh well. It's somewhere. Can't fucking see it. Move these manuals in a minute. I'll look under there. No, it's not there. Not there. It's in here somewhere. I just can't think where I've put it. Can't think where I'll have to look for it later. Right, so. Right. Let's put some oil in the centre of the turntable. Some oil on that gear there. There you go. We will give the motor shaft a little drink. You know. On that pivot. See, nothing's sticking or anything. Get that bit of solder, whatever that is, off there. Get in there, you cunt. There you go. Right. I've got a feeling that might be a tooth out. Let me just have a check. Let's get my towel back up. I think I'm a tooth out, guys, but I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Yeah. Let's see if I'm a tooth out. I could be a tooth out. I can't see how though. Let me try. Let me pull this down as far as I can. No. Let's take this. Let's take this screw out. See, I've got a feeling. Right, well I'm going to check that because it might be a tooth out. It might be a tooth out. It's worth checking, isn't it, guys? It's worth checking because it only takes a second to just move it. Right, so move that to about there. Get back in there, you. Go all the way down, go all the way into there, all the way down. That's probably what it would have been. That's right. Hold that there, so the turntables come off. I've not put the clip on, I thought I had. Now I'll put that control lever back on. Right, so put this. Make sure that we're going on to the 2. It's 33, it's 45. Yeah, that's not doing, yeah, that's perfect. I'll put the switch on upside down, or the lever on upside down. Oh. Dopey bastard day, guys. There we go. That's it in. We're only human. We're only human, folks. None of us is perfect. None of us is perfect. Well, that's not supposed to push that. That's not supposed to do that. Isn't that supposed to go there and lock in? Let's just take the gear off. No, I'll tell you what. You can look at it from underneath, I think. And that's not supposed to go there and lock in. Just pull this gear off a minute. And I've put it together the same way it come apart. I mean, let's face it, guys, there's not really much to it, is there? Put them in the turntable. Put that in, put that there. Right, so, yeah, that can follow us. It's gone nice now, that. Well, I think it has. Yeah. Can't turn it with my finger because all the grease is on it. That's good, that. Right, so let me have a look. Now what I'm thinking about is this here. Right. I mean, I could see there's I think there's a spring missing. I mean, I haven't lost, it doesn't go there. If it goes anywhere, it went across there. But I mean, it must have been missing already because I've not lost anything, I've checked. So have a look in my box. I've got a couple of springs in here. I'm sure there's a spring supposed to go there. But the only ones I've got is these. That's too light. That might do. A pinch. Might be too fucking long. Don't know. But I'll keep a few odd bits. But I know I've not lost a spring because it's all been in there. So. But I'm sure there's a spring that goes from there to pull that. So when you put it into on, that's off. You put it into on, it's there. And then when you put it into off, it goes there. To keep it off. So I think there's a spring that pushes that back. Well, what we'll do is, this might be heavy enough. It might be too long because it's got to go. Take this fucking daft doohickey off that's on the end of it. If I have to shorten it, but it's, yeah, it's definitely that end that opens. Let's get this so we can get this doohickey out. There you go. Right, so that might be too long. Yeah, let's shorten that down a bit. Where's the clippers? So we'll take it to about there. Clip that end off. Now all we do is just bend a new end. Just bend one of the coils over. Just make a new end for the spring. A bit of a do us. Hello Pat, yeah, I'm alright, thanks mate, no worries, I hope you're good. Right, so I'm sure that a spring went in there, I'm certain of it, because there's a hole. I mean, it won't matter if there's not, because I'm sure I haven't got the service manual for this. It's getting your eye in. It's getting this in. That's it, that's in there. I think this spring is heavy enough. And then it wants to go to, I think it wants to go to there, to be honest. But let's just hold it with the pliers. We can try it, see if it works there. I think it goes. It either goes there. Let's try it. Whoops. Let's try that. So we'll put the gear back on and see if that turns off. It would be handy if it did. Yeah. That's on, which is right. Turn it round. Turns off but doesn't go all the way back. You can see it clipping into where it needs to there. But it's not. Now that is supposed to pull, that back. Let's put the clip back on for the gear because we're finished under there. Now put the clip back on here because we're finished under there. Now I think the spring doesn't go there. I think it goes down here. I think it goes down here because it can't go anywhere else. Try that. It might even go under there actually. Can't see it though. Let's try that. Still not moving that back. Now that's right. That's all oiled up. So that's all oiled up. It's not stuck or anything. I wonder. Let me see. Wonder if that spring. Wonder if it goes. Can't see it going under there. We know what to say, guys. There you go. Let's find out. How the fuck you get that under there? How the fuck you get that under there? It's beyond me. You got a fucking thing there, you can't. Let's take the. Yeah, I've not lost anything because we know you see me take it apart. Right, so what I want to do, I want to see if I can get the spring to go underneath and then just drop it through there. And get it to go in under from the underneath. And get it from the underneath, I think that's where it might go. But just it's getting it in. So you can't. I don't think it goes under there, but it's just straighten that a bit. There you go. Just there you go. Give that a bit of a twist to get it straight. There you go. Let's clip that down a bit because it's too fucking long. These fucking clippers are fucked. There you go. Put a new hook on the end of that. Just get that facing the right way. Oh, charming. Yeah, so there you go. Just come out a bit further. Stretch that there. There we go. That gives us a nice new end. A nice hook to hook onto. So if I can now go through there. Oh, come on. Come on, you bleeder. really. It's almost there. I don't know if it goes under there. But I don't even know if it fucking... Right, so we're under there. Now that's where we were. Now we're under there now. And we need to go under there. To be honest, doesn't go under there, guys. I'll tell you that now. That spring doesn't go under there. That's weird. That turns it on. Right, well, I think it goes there. That feels... It's just... something not right. Right. Let's take this spring back off here. Take the spring off there. See that now? That now. Come on. That spring definitely goes on there. I mean, because basically it won't stay on if that spring's not on. Just take this one back off here. Yeah. Have a look now. That go in that one. Let's turn it on, off, on. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know what the bloody hell that spring's for. That's now working. So that spring wasn't hooked up when it came in. So put the switch back on, the lever back on. Just put the motor back in here so we're not straining any wires. We'll put the lever back on. Just put the lever back on. And we'll clip them and put the motor back in a second. Now, so that spring wasn't connected in the first place. Yeah, on, off. Yeah. Let's put the, see if it turns off when I turn the gear. Oh, that feels better. I'm just moving that over now. No. Turn that around. Perfect. So what that spring's doing, I don't know. Anyway, I probably lost the spring. I didn't realise it, guys, but it happens. I mean, you know, I don't know how it happened, but probably find the fucking spring stuck in my foot in a few days. Doesn't matter, we got round the issue. You know, we've done it, we've sorted it, so it's not a problem. You know, we've managed to deal with it. So, there you go. See, that's pushing it away, that's working now, that's how it should be. So let's put the turn of the table back on. Oops, nearly lost the clip there. Let's give it a quick wipe with my shirt there where there's a bit of grease. There we go. Right. So, there you go. So now it doesn't come up to 45. Ah, you cunt. Now we're a fucking tooth out. Now we're a fucking tooth out. There, look. We're a fucking tooth out now. Crikey. At least we're only a tooth out now. So let's take that off. So that's it. Yep. We were a tooth out, guys. We were a tooth out. Put the switch on the right, the lever on the right way. There you go. Just check. Yep, that's it. That's it. I knew I was going to have problems. But I don't know what that spring actually does, that one that's floating about. We're going to leave that one there. We're going to leave it because it was in there, but look at that now. Yeah. Put the turn of the table back on. Put the turntable back on. We should have a clip somewhere for that. There you go. Oh, where's my clip? It's here somewhere. Yeah, lovely. It's fucking here somewhere, we'll find that. Ah, I just found it. Where have you gone? Where did the fuck did you go? I just heard it go ding onto the floor. You bastard. Right. The good thing about it though, it's the same size as the gear clip that goes on the gear. It's just exactly the same clip. Near enough. There you go. That'll do us. Supposed to have a centre piece in here as well for 45 RPM records that don't have a middle in them. Right, so that's now off as it should be. Turn it on. There you go. Put it on 33. There you go. Now let's try. Let's simulate the automatic mechanism. Back it comes. Yes. Yes. Just show you that again. Lift the arm up. They come back. There you go. Yeah, so I don't know what that spring's for because it obviously isn't being used. But why did BSR put it there? But it wasn't unhooked. It was unhooked in the first place. So yeah, right. So now we've done that, guys. They can be a problem, them turntables. They can be. I mean, I've just found a spring here. Oh, that's half of the one I cut off the other one. I probably don't realise it, but I probably did lose the spring that went there. But that one does the job. You know, we've managed to sort one out, so that's not an issue. Now, what we need to do now to just complete this repair, I want to just move this a bit further back because that went there. And then this went there. Now let me get this. Put this back in the right place. It keeps falling out. Just get the pliers and just press that down so that it actually crimps it. And that's it. That's good. Now we'll lift this out a minute. What we'll do, we'll get now these wires are very difficult. These wires are very difficult to bear because they're so fucking thin. It's very difficult to strip. So what we do, we hold it with our finger there. Maybe not that close. There you go. And what we do, that's it. Burnt my fucking finger. Yeah, Steve's coming in a bit, but he said he might be late. So I don't know whether I'll still be on when he gets here. Try to be. So yeah, we're getting all this done now, guys. The deck itself is put back together. bit more on that one. Yeah. Well, I hope you're all having a bloody good Sunday anyway, guys. I am, it's okay. Yeah. Hope you're all having a good Sunday. Because one, last but not least, the green. A bit more on there. Right, let's get the soldering iron, which is on. A bit of solder. Tin these up and solder them back on to where they came from. One. Two. Three. Hang on. In a fucking. Three. Four. I managed to get that one. Yep. And the black, which is 5. Now the black's over there out of the way. Get here. There you go. Now let's stick them back on. Let's get them back on where they belong. So we'll start with the red. Here's Christine. Hi Christine.
Yeah, Andy.
Yes.
Have you done that parcel?
Well, no, I'm going to print the label out for it later. It doesn't go till tomorrow. Right, there's the red. They're very, very thin, these wires, guys. Would you do us a cup of tea, please? Christine. Christine,
Yeah.
do us a brew. Cheers. Green. We're not even so fucking on there. Yeah. There you go. The yellow. How did the yellow go? I clipped them all off, so where did the yellow must have gone? Goes on with the green. The yellow goes on with the green. There you go. Then the white, sorry, the black. What are you doing?
Got an onion under.
Right. I'm not doing tea early because Steve's going to be late. So, yeah, that's right.
Where's the DS charger under?
What?
Where's the DS charger?
Why?
Laura wants to borrow it.
Hang on. It's plugged into the socket, you know where the record player is in the living room? Christine!
Yeah?
It's the grey charger that's plugged in. Don't plug the black one, my internet will go off. Oi! The grey charger. Don't plug the fucking black one, my broadband will go off. Right, so let's see what we need to do here. Right. Now, having that loop there comes round the other side. Let's get the screwdriver. Having that loop comes round the other side, that's not a problem. We just need to undo that. There you go. That's it. There you go. Tighten that back up. Check that there. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, that's good. I think that is supposed to connect to there. And that's supposed to connect to there. So I don't know how they're not connected, so let's just... Because I thought it was strange, a piece of wire just being there. And so let's go to here a minute. Go to here. That's got that one. Now let's have a look at the next one. There. So move that down. Get the pliers. Pull this one up. That's it. Solder them together. There you go. That's got it. Just check. That should be about right. Slightly out of line there. That's it. That's got it. I think we're alright there. Yep. Yep, that's done. Then this has to come a bit further around. Didn't really want to undo that again, but lift that off there for a minute. See, we can't have that there because if we bend that up a little alive, we could fucking soldered it to there. No, I haven't. No. Why won't it go around that way? Oh, it won't because it hits the shaft. Hits the mount that it's mounted on. So what we're going to do, we're going to put that there. Let's get that bit of fucking, there you go. Put that there. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to screw that back down. Right, bring that back to there for a minute. Turn that back round. Right, so that's there. So lift this up. That's one in. Well, actually, we'll be alright there because we've got that connected. So what we're going to do is try and take this over the back if we can. No, that's fucking... No, I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with pulling that over there. I'm just pulling wires off. Not happy with that at all. Right, so we can get rid of that daft piece of wire. We'll put one across the top there, it'll be easier. Get rid of that fucking stupid piece of wire. See, this goes this way on, it must do. And that down so it's there. There you go, put the screw back in. That's where it goes.
Yeah, Andy.
We put it on. Put it there. Cheers. You got the charger?
I've got to take it over now.
Right, have you got it?
Yeah.
You haven't unplugged the internet, have you?
No.
No, it's still on. Right, so put that there. Right, that now can come to there. And that can go there. So that's right, so yeah, we're not touching anything now, that's good. So let's get a piece of wire. Right, this is the piece of wire here. So it's I mean, Rick will have to solder the wires from the pickup, from the actual record player back to here anyways, but what I'm going to solder this. I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to feed it through there. Round there. Oops. I'm going to take it round there and there, and then what we can do then, we can just solder it, and there's still room for Rick to solder his pickup wires on. Yep. There you go. And that, guys, I wish I could find my fucking safe block. I'll put it in the cupboard here, have I? No. I've got a clue where I put it. Oh, it's not on there. Can't fucking remember where I put the bloody thing. Oh no. It's not in down there. It's not up down there, under there with that lot. It's somewhere, but fucked if I know. Anyway, let's turn this over. There we go, guys. Let's give it a bit of a wipe. Let's give it a quick rub. There you go. There you go, guys. What do you think of that? One completely sorted out, refurbished BSR. I'm sure I put it in one of these drawers, but can't fucking find it, so no. Oh, it's not under there, is it? No. No, it's not under there. They're just me bench speakers. Let's have a look on bench 2. Some shit to go in the bin. Missed. How can I not find that? I need this, what do you call it, later. Me brother typing a little labelling machine. Need that later. I found that. No, I don't know where my fucking safe block is. It's not under there. It's not under there. Not behind that garage there, is it? Move that fucking turntable. Not behind that, is it? No? Oh, hang on. Hang on. Move some shit. Think I know where I put it. Just move some shit. Think I know where it might be. Got it. Reason why I never thought of that drawer is because I don't usually keep it in there. I've only started keeping it in there recently, so I never thought of looking. So now we can connect the deck up and see it working. Right, so they're to the what do you call it, to the transformer, so I don't have to worry about them. What we're worrying about, that not the transformer, to the I think this uses an overwind off the transformer. Otherwise it would have put a fucking switch in it. But then again, I don't know, BSR being as cheap as BSR are. Motor's going. That's 33. And that's 45. That must have been on a cycle, it's just turned off. There you go. Now we'll let it cycle. There you go, guys. Yeah. Right, so that's it. That's his yeah, 33. When you pull it there, it should stop. No, it doesn't. I know it doesn't if you do it one way, that's it, 45. Push all the way over, it disengages. That way. Yeah. So everything's working now, guys. And that's not supposed to reject when you do that. That's just playing the controls. That motor sounds a bit noisy, doesn't it? Motor sounds a bit noisy, guys. Let's put a bit of oil to give it a drink. It sounds a bit noisy, that motor. You can't get to the top bearing. I mean, it's not sticky or anything. Not sticky or anything, guys. It's, I mean, if I push it with my finger, it drops back down again. It's just a bit fucking. Make sure no wires are catching. No, they're not. Nothing's catching anyway. It's free. They've just gone off. Yeah. That's alright. Some of them are a bit noisy. It's not bad now, that. Plenty of torque, it's got a good idler. There you go. All fixed. Turn the safe block off. There you go. Right, so that's all. Just double check all our wires are still on down here. Make sure fuck all's come off now. Just have a look. I'd like this to be a bit further over this way. We're stretching that wire a little bit. I wonder if I could move this, because I'm not happy with that. I could move this, couldn't I? Could move this to another fucking position. See, in that way. Could we go to that one? No. See, that one's right there. It's just what I'm trying to do. I'm going to try and play with both of them. Try and move this one. I'm going to put that back where it was. Unless I can put it that way. Ah, yes. 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 Yes, we can put that. Get this back in place. Come here, you bastard, don't you dare. Me taking the fucking turntable off. See, it definitely goes there. But could it have gone that way? Could it have gone that way? I don't think it, yeah, it could. And then over there like that. It could have gone that way on. Yeah, it could have done. These normally go the other way around. Now what I need to do here, that there, get the screw back into the hole. Oh, you cunt, where's he gone? There you go. So I'm going to put it this way. I'll put that there. Get that there. I think that might be the way to do it. Alright, so that's supposed to go, I'm going to put that there, like that, and this one, I'm going to crimp this one down, and then I'm going to fold it up a bit, There you go. Now that gets it off the push pad. They're all out of the way. That's everything done. It's a lot neater. Yeah, just check that nothing actually hits. No, that's perfect. Right, so that's everything done now. Right, that's everything done now. Right, so that's everything done, guys. Right, so now let's talk about oils and greases. Now a lot of times you should go off what the, look at the shine on that. A lot of the times you should go off what the manufacturer recommends. Let's turn the camera to me. Let's go to camera 1. Right, there we are. That's better, isn't it? You can see my lovely ugly face. Yeah, whenever women see my face, they want to clap their hands and stamp their feet all over the fat fucker. There you go. Right, well, let's talk about oils and greases for a minute. And there's not really much to talk about because, yeah, you know, I appreciate some people might be interested. In what oils I use. Well, all I use 3-in-1 and I decant it into an oiler like that, you know, so I can, you know, so you can just put one drip or one drop or whatever you need, so you're in full control of your oil. You're in full control of the oiling process. And the grease is just this. It's just this, guys. I'll zoom in so you can get a look. It's just Granville's, sorry. Not Grenville's, Granville's. There you go. And that's the kind of grease I use, guys. I buy this grease all the time. I've got a fresh pot up there actually. And that's all I use. It doesn't matter. I mean, Richard uses the copper coloured stuff and that's okay. Cause that's pretty much anti-seize as well. So there's no wrong or right way. It's whatever grease that you prefer. Some people use silicone grease, I don't. I like to use the kind of grease that would have been there in the first place, but you know, I like machine oil, like 3-in-1. That kind of stuff you can use, it's not an issue. Don't use things like engine oil, and certainly don't use WD-40. WD-40 is more of a water repellent than a lubricant. A lot of people spray it on because it loosens everything up. It can be used to loosen stuff up, but I think WD-40 now do a lubricant, but it's a spray on, and I don't recommend spray on lubricants. Now, what do I recommend for switch cleaner? Switch cleaner, I recommend Contact, which used to be Contact Super 10, which used to be Servicol Super 10. I've just run out, so I've got some cheap stuff. I've got this stuff, which is Rapid Electrical Contact Cleaner. I've got this because I've run out of Servicol, so I'm using that for now, and that's a backup. I need to order some Servicol. That takes care of your lubrication. You could also buy, and also for slider switches and stuff like that, I recommend that you use a lubricant, which is a special grease for lubricating potentiometers, and it's an electrical grease for lubricating potentiometers. Because if you spray your Servicol or that stuff in, it just chases out the lubricant. It washes it out really. So what you need to do is use use a electrical a special electrical grease. For plastic things and rubber, what need to be greased, I recommend Molykote. We've got a jar of Molykote up there. That was kindly donated by Karen and Jeff from Yorkshire, from Pontefract. That was donated very kindly by them too. They've gained a bit out of me watching my videos. I've also sent them a couple of manuals and sent them a few bits that they needed to do a repair. But that being said, you know, I didn't ask them for nothing. But you know, they bought a record player from me, so I don't mind helping people out if they've had something from me. And anyway, I got a George Formby single in the post along with that tub of that jar of Molykote. And Molykote grease is dear, guys. Molykote grease is not cheap. Another thing you can use is Rubber Renew. Rubber Renew stinks, and I only use it if I really absolutely have to. You can use it on your idlers, belts, that kind of thing. You know, anything to do with rubber, you can use Rubber Renew. What else? That just about. Hang on. Fucking hell. That just about covers oils and greases and cleaners and an IPA. You want isopropyl alcohol. You do need that, guys. You've got to have IPA for cleaning. Hello, Craig Douglas, 765. Not a bad bro. Not a bad bro. I'm good, mate. Thank you very much, sir. I hope everybody else, I hope you all are all good as well, you know. I hope you're all having a really good Sunday. Steve's coming in a bit, but I'm not sure if I'll still be on, because when it gets to about 3 o'clock, about 3 or 4 o'clock, I'll stay on as long as I can, but at some point I will have to go, because I'll have to go and I'll have to go and boil the potatoes, peel the potatoes, ready for putting them in the steamer, because we're having mash, diced beef and onions. I was going to have minced beef, but we've run out of mince, so we're having diced beef, and I think that diced beef is a bit shit. It's a bit chewy. I got it from Iceland, but I'll have to cook it, so I'll go to try and get it as tender as possible. You know, I'll sort it. I mean, it's been in the freezer. It's been defrosted now. I left it out, and then when it defrosted, I popped it in the fridge to keep it cool. But yeah, we've got 8 people in. But yeah, turn the soldering iron off. We're finished right now. There you go. But yeah, you know, I hope you guys like me, like the record deck I've done for Richard. But more importantly, we'll call him Richard for the purpose of the video. I call him Rick in all other correspondence, whether I telephone him or email him or I see him face to face. I call him Rick. I always have done. And he doesn't bother. I remember somebody saying once, someone who comments, a guy called Paul Chapman who comments on his videos. I said I called him Rick on the comments. He says his name's Richard. What this guy didn't realise, that me and Richard are very good friends. I've done some work for Richard long before we ever came on YouTube. I've known Richard for it's got to be heading towards 30 years. I don't think it's quite 30, but it's getting there. You know, I've known him since the very early 2000s. Let's put it that way. And I moved here in 1999, so it was about fucking 26, 27 years I've known him. You know, to be fair. You know, and he said to me, he says, I don't have a problem with you calling me Rick. I says, I know you don't. Because if he did, he'd say, wouldn't he, it's Richard. You know, like me, I don't have a problem with people calling me Andy. Someone called me Drew once and I fucking tore a strip off him. Don't like being called Drew. my friend round the corner, a Scotch fella, Gary, I tore a fucking strip off it. I don't like that. I don't mind Andy, but Drew, no, definitely not. I'm also waiting, guys, while we're here, I'm also waiting for my friend Microchips Graham to pay me a visit. He will when he gets 5 minutes, but I appreciate he's a busy man, and I'm asking him to do me a favour to help me out. I will pay him, but I'm asking him to. But I'm having him do me a favour. So if it's a favour, he gets done at his convenience, the same as everything else. That's fine. Because what I'm going to do, guys, what I want to do, I want to give him a Dansette Conquest amp, a Dansette Auto Conquest amp rather. And what I want him to do, I want him to reverse engineer the circuit and make me a Gerber file up so I can send off to PCBWay and have some Dansette amps made. I'm also on the lookout for a cheap Dansette Bermuda. They're the only ones I'm interested. They're the only amps I'm interested in dealing with, because the Bermuda's very popular. Bermuda Mark 1, by the way, not the shitty Mark 2 that was made by the Rank organisation, and had nothing whatsoever to do with was it J.A. Mulliner? Yeah, Dansette. Oh, yeah, it was J.A. Mulliner, wasn't it? Or Mulger, whatever the fucking name was, Dansette. Yeah, you know, the Mark 1 Bermuda. Yeah, I'm in the market for one of them, but it's got to be cheap, because I want one that doesn't work. I don't care if the deck's missing or whatever. I'm not bothered. I don't want it complete. I just want the amp, so that I can actually send. So I can give Graham the other amp, and he can do me 2 Gerber files, and I can have the boards made. Yeah, that's the truth on that cup, innit, guys? I'm gonna have to stop doing that. My daughter says to me once, Laura, I got up out of the chair. As I got up out of the chair, I farted. She said, you know something? She said, one day you're gonna do that. You're gonna shit yourself. Well, let's just hope she's wrong. You know, forever. Yeah. So, if you're still watching, Harvey, yeah, your parcel's coming out tomorrow for you, mate. Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, it's been it's brightened up now. It was a bit miserable earlier. You know, it was a bit miserable, a bit overcast, but it's brightened up now. Do you know something, guys? I think Rick's gonna really like it. I think Richard, should we say? I think Richard's really gonna like this deck when it's done. I'm gonna show you it again because I'm really, really pleased. I'm really pleased. There we go. Look at that. I mean, yeah, it needs a polisher there. That's nothing. It's not the paint. It's just where I've had hold of it. Yeah, but look at that, eh? Look at that. It's beautiful, isn't it? Do you know something? If I polish that, you'll be able to see your face. You'll be able to have a shave in that. And I'm happy that I've managed to sort that out. Yeah, 'cause that's right, that spring mustn't do anything. I always thought it did, but I've seen that spring on a few of them and it's been disconnected. So why did BSR put a spring there that they're not using? You know, because it's definitely not used, because when you put that spring on, the bloody thing doesn't work. And I must have lost that spring off that other bit. I don't know how, but I must have done it. It was probably on the fucking floor. It's probably got caught on something and fell on the fucking floor. But we managed to resolve the issue, haven't we, guys? It all works. It'll work perfect. But I don't know what that other spring's for. But I've seen it on a few. I've seen it on a few of them. So what they put it there for, I don't know. But you know, I mean, the machine. I mean, look at that. got a really nice satisfying click to it now. I'm going to wrap this up in bubble wrap because I want this to get back to, well, Richard will come and collect it. I'll let him know later that his tape recorder's done and his tape recorder's done and his doings. His record deck's done. I'll let him know later, and he'll pop down and he'll visit me, and he'll collect them. But yeah, if the sound changes slightly, that's because it changes from camera to camera. But all these cameras I've got here, guys, they're all Sony. All the cameras in the workshop are all Sony. I love Sony cameras. The ones in the shack. One of them, the one that looks directly down, is a Sony, and the one that I use on the test instruments, I used to be a JVC, but I'm now using a Canon. Will you bear with me a minute, guys? Will you just give me a couple of minutes while I just go and take a leak? I need a gypsy's kiss. I'm fucking sat here with my legs crossed. Well, I would be if I could cross my fucking legs. My fat belly gets in the way. I have to take somebody else's word for it. My shoes have been polished. Ooh. Oh, that feels better. Ooh. Do you know something, guys and girls? It's always a satisfying feeling when you've been and had a piss. I'm gonna hoover the workshop tomorrow. And the reason why I'm gonna hoover the workshop is because there's bits all over the floor. And we'll get some bubble wrap in a bit, and we'll wrap this lovely old turntable back up. I've got another BSR in the front room. I got it off the Mildred for nothing. It's a belt drive one, and I don't know whether it works. He said it does. No cartridge in it, but there again, that's Mildred. He steals the cartridges. He always nicks them. But yeah, I mean, this has had the 5-star treatment. This has had the 5-star treatment, and it really isn't worth it. But you know, Richard's making a new cabinet for it because he's good with wood, but he's a bit of an all-rounder really. Because he's good with wood, he has to be. He rebuilds church organs. You know, some of them organs he works on were made a few centuries ago. I don't know what the oldest one he's ever done. I'm sure if I ask he would tell me. It's a shame he doesn't come in on the live. You know, but I think he's only ever left one comment. And that was on one of those Philips tape recorders. Those 3514s. Because that's why he brought it to me, because I've done one in the past. I never took mine apart to the degree I took that one apart. But I had to take it apart to that degree. It needed cleaning, and it was just full of decomposed belt. And you know, mine wasn't. The belts on mine were okay. It was only the rewind idler that had failed. So that's all I had to do on mine, which really wasn't too bad. But I made his idler the same way I made mine, and they're all a bit noisy. But you know, but like Richard said, he's not going to use the tape recorder on a day-to-day basis. It's not going to be his daily driver, if you like. You know, he's got. I'm pretty sure he's got other machines for that, so he's not going to use it daily. he's going to just use it. You know, it's gonna pretty, like he said, it's going to spend most of the time on the table as a talking point. You know, he'd have to give it a bit of a polish up. You know, I should have done it, but I didn't. But I've done all the electrical work. It sounds nice. I replaced some caps. I didn't replace all the caps. I do apologise to the capacitors police. Please don't come and hit me. I didn't replace the smoother or reservoir can. I didn't replace that, the 3-in-1 jobby. I didn't replace that because there was no need, because there's no hums. And it plays absolutely lovely and it's loud. But there was a sort of like a sort of so I replaced a couple of caps and that noise has gone. And then when it was doing that, it was also, the sound was also disappearing, fading out. So, you know, by although all the caps I took out, they either read over or under, but nothing read spot on. I think one did. I think one of them did, but you know, it could have still been leaky. Even though they read okay, it could still be leaky. So I changed what I felt needed changing, and I tried it and it doesn't do that horrible noise anymore, and the sound doesn't fade. And the sound doesn't fade off now and disappear. So, you know, and we did have a bit of an issue. I thought it was the head, it wasn't, it was my bloody tape. Put another tape on it and I adjusted the azimuth and it all went in perfectly. I managed to get it pretty much spot on. So, you know, I think that tape I've got there, that tape I was running the other day, that was done on a stereo machine. And I recorded it because it's country and western music that I've got on the computer. So I say country and western, it isn't country and western, it's country, isn't it? It's country music off the computer. So I would have recorded that. So I would have recorded that on my Sony, one of my Sonys. I would have recorded that on one of my Sony TC 337s. I've got 2 of those. I would have recorded it on one of them. So it would have been done on one of them because it's in stereo. That's why when I press the track button it doesn't change track. In theory it does. It changes the left track, the right track for the left track or whatever, because it's the same song, and that's how them machines work. I think they use track 1 and 3 and then 2 and 4 because they stagger them so you don't get crosstalk. So you'll get like, when you let the button up, you get like, I think when the button's up, it's on 2 and 3, and when the button's down, I think it's on 1 and sorry, when the button's up it's on 2 and 4, and when the button's down it's on 1 and 3, because they stagger the tracks. You don't get 1, 2 next to each other. You know, you get to stagger them as you know, so you don't get so it minimises crosstalk. But the most interesting one is when you do release the button, it doesn't play the tape backwards, or when you press the button, it doesn't play the tape backwards, and the sound from one track to the other, the quality doesn't change. It doesn't go muffly on one track and then not muffly on the other. So that tells me that the azimuth is correct. The erase head, don't worry about that, because the erase head is non-adjustable. The erase head should always be in the right position because it's non-adjustable. But hey, we've got 12 people in, so you know, yeah, we're doing. Don't forget, guys, those of you that like CBs and other stuff to do with stuff in the shack, we're doing a shack video on Friday. We're doing a live in the shack on Friday. For those of you that like radios, communications radios. We don't do broadcast band radios on there, but we've got another radio coming up actually, which I got off Mark 1966. It used to belong to, I forget, it used to belong to the drummer out of Wizard. Let's see if I can find it and tell you his name. I can't remember the guy's name, but that's who it belonged to. Let me just minimise this. Right. Go to Messenger. Go to Mark. It was on here, but it might not be now. Yeah, I might not be able to find it now. Dave Griffiths it belonged to Roy Wood's drummer Dave Griffiths. So we're not going to do anything dramatic with it. We're not going to do anything dramatic with it, guys. We've got, somebody's wrapped string around the handle and we've got to repair the handle. We're going to leave that because that guy Dave Griffiths might have done that. So, we're going to leave that. We're going to leave the radio pretty much as all we're going to do is we're just going to do an alignment. We're going to do an alignment, so we might end up doing that in the shack. The alignment, because we've got the test set in there. But we're just going to do a service really. May not even do an alignment because it works. So probably won't even go that far. But we're just going to do a service really. I probably won't even do a recap. What's the point if it works? If it's working, it's working. I have tested it. I will change the battery snap. Because the battery snaps have corroded, so we will put new battery snaps on. Put new ones on, but yeah, it works, and that'll be kept, in here somewhere. I need to get some shelves put up in here for putting stuff on, really. Oh, yawning there, guys. Yeah, so I'll just give Rick a quick mail and let him know that his job's done. Just take a quick snapshot. You'll see the video, but I like to do this. There we go. Use photo, yes. Just send it. There we go. What was that draft there set for the 15th of August? I thought I sent that. Mustn't have done. Yeah, I did, so why did it come up as a draft? Because it says there, yeah, because yesterday, it was yesterday, the 15th of August, it was, wasn't it? Was it? Yeah, it was. Yeah, because 60, yeah, I've just sent the same one twice. Never mind. Yeah, there we go. There we go, we're back. There we go, guys. I just had to just do a couple of things on my phone. We're back. Anyway, so yeah, we've got the radio to look at. What else? We've got Burnt Out Matthews Philips tape recorder to look at. We've got that to look at. Mildred's amp. And that's probably about it. Yeah, that's probably about it, guys. Yeah, I'm going to set up an hi-fi in here. I don't know what where I'm going to. I might put it on bench too, because I want to set up an hi-fi, and I may as well set one up in here. You know, I may as well set one up here. You know, if I ever give up electronics, I'm going to turn this into a music room. If I ever give up electronics, which I never will, it's in my blood. I tried it once, you know. I got fed up of people asking me to do this and do that and knocking on my door. Someone knocked on my door at 3 o'clock in the morning. I thought, right, that's it. So I gave it up. I hung up my soldering iron. I hung it up for about 12 months. Never touched it, never bothered. I just left it. Never went near any of it. And I put the word about I was doing nothing. This was about 1988. Yeah, about 1987, 88 or something. and after about fucking 12 months or something fucking daft, I got bored. So I decided to start doing it again. Hang on. Oof. That fly's loud, isn't it, guys? Wow. Yeah, that was a loud fly, that. Yeah. Yeah, Kelly's pussy came in here last night. Yeah, she's got a black pussy. Yeah, a cat came in here. I could hear it walking through my fucking flat with its bell ringing. It comes in here regular. I don't mind, guys, you know. As long as it don't fucking shit somewhere. It's a female one. As long as it don't fucking shit and piss somewhere. Don't fucking bother, really. You know, if it wants to wander in and have a sniff round, it can. I'm not a cat lover, but I won't hurt them either. I don't mind them as long as I don't have to have one. But yeah, we've been... what else have we got? We've got that big Technics amp there I got off Ross. I'm thinking of using that in here. I don't know, I'd like to use me... I've got me, what do you call it there that I've not used yet? My NAD 27, 7020 is it, or 27? 7020. I've got that there, I've not even used it yet. But I will. I was going to replace the one in the front room with that, but I've decided not to. Because I like the amp, I like the Technics one I've got in the front room. I really do, it's a nice tuner amp. I do like it, so... I mean, if I wanted to, I could always resell that. I probably won't, but I could. And get, you know, get my money back, if not make a couple of bob as well. But yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? Yeah, but you know, you all know the sort of tools I use. I mean, you know, the basic tools for doing electronics is a soldering iron, a test meter. You know, these days, you know, if you're going to do radios and stuff, then you need an oscilloscope. And if you're going to buy an oscilloscope, you need a signal generator, because the two sort of go together and one's not much use without the other, really. So, you know, yeah. Well, that's pretty much it. I mean, I've been on since about fucking 12. I'm going to call it a day, I think, guys. Yeah, I'm going to call it a day, guys. The reason why is because I've got to go through and peel the spuds, and I've got other things I need to do. That I've got to peel an onion and all. I don't mind peeling onion. I've got to sharpen my knife, because my knife's a bit blunt. But I've got to peel the spuds, and you know, I've got stuff that has to be done. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Buy me a coffee if you want to. And, you know, hey up, there's my neighbour. Hey Courtney! You alright, love? Lovely. Right, so I'm going to leave it there, guys. And I'll catch you later. Like, share, subscribe, as I say, buy me a coffee. Enjoy your afternoon, as I will. I will catch you later, guys. Bye for now.
Vintage audio repair is our main. Bringing old electronics back to life is our game. Tubes and wires we arrange. Every circuit we exchange. Dusty gears begin to turn.